There's number 3. Get in for 10. I mean, even if they cast a spell that kills one of them, we got 10 coming in. Just brutal. Hey everybody, I'm TonyScapone, and today we're going to be playing some Jewel. A little bit different today though. We're going to be playing fetch lands, mostly blue sources, and Brainstorm. I played a number of leagues on stream with Ponder. I had 1 less land, I think 3 Ponder and 2 Vexing. I even played with 2 less land, 4 Ponder, 2 Vexing. But I think I just want the additional lands. Get both Surveil lands. It's quite useful to have 2. It's also nice to be able to cast Defiler with our lands. But I think 4 Vexing is probably just the right thing to be doing. 4 Vexing, 4 Force. This will probably be... It's going to be one of the last videos with Vexing. I would imagine they're going to ban it, but we'll see. In which case I'll probably go to some combination of Spell Pierce, Ponder, you know, whatever. We'll figure it out. But okay, what are the benefits to playing fetch lands in Brainstorm? Some of it's obvious, right? Brainstorm helps consistency. And it allows us to run a lot more 4-ofs. You can run 4 Show and Tell. We have a lot more blue cards for Force of Will. Currently have 24. I had even more when these were Ponders, but this is still way better than Jewel really ever has. Especially casting Brainstorm, that can help with that. But I think Brainstorm really helps Show and Tell because you can fix your hand to have more copy effects if you're going for a Show and Tell line, or you can shuffle them away. If you need something else, you can shuffle away redundant Show and Tells. It also makes it a lot smoother once you start chaining jewels. Of course, gives you a little bit of reach. 1 mana to look at 3 new cards is real nice. Obviously, we have fetch lands to shuffle, but if we've already played a land and shuffled, you also Transmute Artifact, which comes up a lot. And just having a reasonably high density of cards that cost 1, so that a lot of times you're trying to get to engine and then plus a spell. And, you know, you're 2 mana away, 1 mana away as you're casting your copy artifacts. And if you don't have any 1-drops in your hand and the next cheapest spell is 2, well, that's a whole nother mana you need to get up to, so... we used to have the luxury of stuff like Lotus Petal. You could play that, but I don't love Lotus Petal, especially in a Vexing Bauble world. Also, having all these blue sources means you're able to cast Transmute more often. You're able to actually cast your Show and Tell more often. And we can run something like Consign to Memory in the sideboard, which is nice. You can do that in various other Jewel builds, but it's just, I don't think it's spectacular because it's pretty rare to have access to the blue, especially on turn 1, which is probably where you need it most. Slows us down a little bit, might create waves with the Grid Golem postboard plan, but it still felt pretty good. Still trying to figure out some of the sideboarding and stuff, so I'm kind of figure it out as we go. A lot of the matches that I have been losing have been to mistakes, whether it be mostly like sideboarding mistakes, right? Like I figured out, and I thought it was probably the case, but I still wanted to test it, that even on the play against something like, say, Doomsday, I don't want to go grids. I still like golems, but I need my forces, and then we also have Consign. So it's like taking out forces, playing grids, and trying to race them. We're not fast enough for that with this iteration, and with all these Consigns, we may as well use them, not just on the draw. But otherwise, the deck is doing what it always does. Put a Jewel into play. Chain Jewels. Play an engine. Untap everything. Cast an Emrakul. Copy it with Metamorph. Shuffle it back in. Draw back into it. Cast it again. There's other various faster ways to do it depending on the board state, but it holds true that the combo at its baseline is an infinite Emrakul situation, which is nice. So let's jam. We'll see you in round 1. All right, here we go. Round 1. We've won the die roll playing against pacoelflaco. I don't know. We can keep this. It's a turn 1 Vexing Bauble situation. Don't hate that. Let's go get a basic and play Vexing. Pass it over. Could be just setting up a show and tell Emrakul. It's always funny. We've got a Volcanic Island. A Grim Monolith. Interesting. Yeah, I'll play that. Let's play that. No Spell Pierce. Love it. Brainstorm. I'm hoping that they're not show and tell. Because if you show and tell an Emrakul and they put an Emrakul in, doesn't work out so hot for us. Alright. Brainstorm, drop a fetch and pass. A lot of mana. It could just one ring. This is feeling a lot like Sneak and Show. Feel like I'm dead if I show and tell. Unless it actually puts a jewel in and wins. I'm actually just going to one ring here. And we'll draw. We're basically trying to find a jewel so we can just jewel off instead. We get a Surveil land. Left it on top. And number 3. It is in fact a show and tell. I mean, I'm going to put this Emrakul in. And we're going to hope it gets there. Something tells me it's not going to get there. So we don't take any damage. 3, 6, and we're going to have an Emrakul. But they get a whole turn with Omniscience, so I'm sure there's more stuff coming here. And I'm glad I didn't show and tell, but oh boy. Alright. Emrakul triggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wish I had one more. Then I could keep the Vexing, but Vexing's going away. We could block, but that would be crazy. We will go to 1. Or, I mean, never mind. Forgetting about the 1 ring trigger. They took an extra turn. Alright, come on. You gotta have a spell, right? Another Emrakul. That'll do it. Okay. This is tricky. Because if we're showing a jewel in, especially if we have Vexing in play, probably still winning on the spot. They could have, like, consigns and stuff. I also don't hate Lodestone. Force. I feel like I want to take Vexing out and take Show and Tell out. Play Lodestones and Forces. Maybe a couple Consign to Memory. That or just play a couple Vexing. Maybe I'll play all 3 Consigns and trim 1 Jewel. So we're not going to be showing them in. And by the time we get the mana, it's going to take some time and sure we'll find one. Don't love this. I'm going to mulligan. This is also pretty bad, but I'm going to keep bottom one of these. And we'll go for Surveil first. They're going to Surveil first as well. Raxa to the graveyard. Let's get the same. And sign. I don't think I want that. Let's just play Monolith. And hope we're not dead. Alright, Monolith is in. Let's hope we're not dead. Alright, no Ancient Tomb, I like that. Let's Metamorph. I'm gonna Brainstorm. Ooh. Pretty good. Problem I have here is I think Golem eats a Consign to Memory. But that's kind of the play we have, right? So let's go Monolith and Golem. Might have Force Negation. Well, Force of Will, pitching a Traxa. Pass it over, and then we have Transmute play. Hopefully that gets there. Come Show and Tell. Yup. Nope. Grizzlebrand. Okay. Alright, let's see if a Transmute resolves. Draw 7. To be expected. Found a Force. To be expected. How about a Metamorph? They're going to draw 7 more. To be expected. And they found another. Alright, I'm going to pack it up. They go down to 1. They're going to gain 7. They have 13 cards in hand. They got us. Row 1. See you in round 2. Hey everyone, thanks for making it this far. Just wanted to thank everybody, and if you're looking for more, show you where you can find that. If you go to the description below, you can find all of my links. If you go further down in the comments, you can also find my links for bring you to my Patreon, various tiers for Discord access, early access, sideboard guides, donation decks, coaching sessions. You can also check out the podcast within those links, as well as my Twitch where I do most of my content. You can see the commands that you can use in the chat. Let's say you do dono. You're wondering how to get a link, how to do it. Tells you right here. And the members Discord is within the Storm, MTG Storm community. And of course, it's always going to help if you hit the like and subscribe. So thanks again. Keep storming, y'all. All right, here we are, round 2. We'll keep this hand playing against Dula, the Yorion. We got a turn 1 monolith, turn 2 ring. Or if we draw a jewel, we could show a jewel in. OP goes to 5. And they're going to pass. I'm going to go right for a monolith. And pass. And they fetch for a Hedge Maze, Surveil away a Prismatic Vista. Brainstorm. Little card selection. A lot of different things that they could be playing right now. Normally at this point you'd say, well, it's certainly a fair deck, but it would have Nadu stuff in it. I'd be shocked if it didn't. Abundant Growth, yep. And we draw a Vexing Bauble. That's really good. Well, let's play that. And guess I want to Surveil. Keep Transmute. Play 1 ring. Draw. And we can probably Jewel off next turn. Provided we don't get Collector Roofed. Possible we're supposed to play main deck Defiler with this build. Well, we'll see what happens here. They know they don't have to worry about Force of Will. Thanks to Vexing. Oh, it's Enchantress. Static Prison. Okay, alright. Respectable. Now they can hit my ring. I don't quite have the mana to do meaningful transmute stuff. Oh. Why, hello there. You do have to hope they don't have another Static Prison, although it's not even the end of the world if they do. Yeah, this is real nice. Get a Jewel going. Leyline Binding. But we get the blue, and we get to draw 3, which is why I wasn't too worried about this sort of thing. Let's Brainstorm. Interesting. Good show and tell again. Better put in Emrakul. They have 2 cards. Bottom of show and tell. I guess a land. And then we'll shuffle. Get an island. Show and tell again. See if this gets there. There is Sanctum. They have 1 card in hand, 1 draw step. But it's all going to fall apart if we get to attack this Emrakul. Pretty interesting game so far. We probably just scoop it up, but they do have an Enchantress in play. Land. It's the last one. We got a Bayou. They're 4 color. Mid red. What is this? 5, 6, 7. They're 1 mana shy of buying Yorion and playing it. Airlingus. Okay. I don't think this really gets there for them, but it's a respectable play. We go to 9. They get to draw a card. I mean, if they hit Leyline Binding, sure. Although we just drew a Force. We just gotta remember to crack Bauble if we have to. Attack with Emrakul. Get rid of their tokens. Abundant Growth. Binding and Static Prison? Really? Okay. And they go to 1. Take the Monarch. Go to second main. Draw a card. Let's copy Jewel. Let's copy Jewel. Alright, they're off it. Enchantress? Wow. I want Defiler. Can't hit Enchantress, but they probably have Oof. Consign to Memory, stop Static Prison, and Binding. I like that. I feel like they're not going to be a Force of Will deck. I might be wrong. No. No, I'm not wrong. They didn't have a single blue card. Cut the Vexing. We'll play these. I think I like Lodestone. Yeah, I think so. Maybe not. We gotta worry about Deafening Silence. I might want Forces. Green Sun Zenith. Okay, maybe a Ditch Show and Tell? Yeah, it might be too risky. Ditch Jewel. Emrakul's not all that reliable against binding. We can dig this. We have a Force, we have Tomb. We really need to find another land. Or a Monolith. If we do, the sand is great. I'm just gonna keep. We're in like the 70% or so range. Over 2 draws. Miss. No, I think it's actually lower than that. Because I'm thinking of the modern Ruby Storm statistic that I knew, but that was when you have a Surveil. Draw land? Uh-oh. How embarrassing. Ragran Triome. Get rid of one of these rings. They're brainstorming. Pretty good. Wish I could do that. Figure we're probably in good shape if... Ooh, beans, huh? Makes sense that they're playing it. Let's force. We're gonna lose a card anyways if we don't. Copy Artifact. They got 4 cards. We draw another force. No land. Yorion cycle. Jealous. Jealous. Yeah, in retrospect, this was a mulligan. If I had a Surveil land, well then of course it's fine because of Brainstorm, but... Play a Tromp. Yorion to hand. Okay. They have 5 cards in hand. Brainstorm, Yorion. They might have forces in their deck. Come on, man. Give me a break. There's 18 lands, 4 monolith. And now it's turn 5. So we are past the point of unlucky. We've officially reached the point. It's gonna be a Yorion. What's this? Copies a 2/3. This would allow them to cast Yorion afterwards. So I'm actually gonna force it right now. Otherwise, they're gonna play Yorion and draw 3 cards. Okay, we'll move on. No lands ever. Classic situation. I think I want to cut forces and play show and tell on the play. Well, cut force negation. Play 3 show and tell. If we're showing actually that means I want my 4th jewel. Oop, too late. We get to show a jewel. I think it's fine. No lands, classic. Sure. Put Defiler down. It kept on 7. We'll go monolith and pass. If Lodestone resolves, we have 2 of them, which will probably end the game on the spot. Nice thing about Lodestone is if they have like some sort of board answer for it, and you play it early enough, the first one makes it so that they can't pay for the removal spell, and then it also shuts off, well, if they had a force, they'd force the original, but if this golem gets in, oh man, another copy. Come on, baby. This is gonna be graphic. Yep. That's right. Good luck casting anything. I literally can't. You can cast the 0 drop. Oh no, they have Wild Growth. Okay. I was thinking it was the other one. They can cast the 1 drop. An Abundant Growth? Sure. Yeah, that one doesn't net mana. It just fixes. Oof. A lot of Ancient Tomb. Well, I'm not gonna not do this. Here's number 3. Get in for 10. I mean, even if they cast the spell that kills one of them, we got 10 coming in. Just brutal. Nice. Alright, we're 1-1. See you round 3. Alright, round 3 on the draw again against Epinephrine. It's a 1-lander, but I'll keep. Previously, this would have been Ponder. Name mulligan to 6. Polluted Delta. Sort of blue deck, most likely. Brainstorm is not a bad draw. Let's go Vexing. See if they want to say anything about it. No. Alright. Let's hope we don't get Dimir Reanimated. That's an Entomb. an Archon. Archon's a little easier to deal with than Atraxa, and they do, of course, have it. We're going to discard Force. We're going to hope we can get to a point where we can copy it. Draw a land. At the very least, I can play Monolith, and then next turn Ring. We can start ring walking. Or we can try to get lucky off of Brainstorm. I think that would be ill-advised, though. Let's go get an island. Play Monolith. If we had a Metamorph here, that'd be insane. Alright, they attack us. Guess I get rid of Show and Tell. Be bummed out if I draw a Jewel. The problem is if they Thought Seize us. Like if I discard Brainstorm and they Thought Seize us, I'm not going to have anything. I'd also get rid of Copy Artifact, but I want to be able to Ring Walk if we do cast the One Ring. I think it is Show and Tell. Ponder? Brainstorm, sure. I found the second land. No Thoughtseize though. I like that. Monolith. I can play around Spell Pierce with this. I don't think I want to do that. Seems like a coward's play. We cast Brainstorm first, but I'm just going to cast the One Ring. Alright, One Ring's in. Land. Nice. Yeah, let's just cast this Monolith. And then we'll have a lot of mana for next turn with this One Ring. Worst case, we can Ring Walk. It might have a Bowmaster somewhere in their deck, which would be annoying. Bottom to Thoughtseize. That's nice. I mean, we have Ring Protection, that's why, but nice to see we don't have to deal with it. Ponder. And Brainstorm. I do find another land. This does nothing. We take a damage. Draw. Balding Tarn. Draw 2. Vexing. Let's Brainstorm. Terrible Brainstorm. Let's put Tomb away. One of the lands. Play a fetch land. Fetch with said fetch land. Might as well surveil away a land. And we will copy this ring and draw a card. Metamorph? No. Another ring, though. Keep on ring walking. Cycle a troll? No. Yes? No. Entomb for a bowman? No. Raxa, sure. That is fine with me. I'll probably animate dead here. Wasteland, sure. They're just gonna pass with 4 mana up. They're trying to get to a hardcast Force, is my guess. There might be a petty theft somewhere. Let's draw 2. That's an engine. Well, that's probably gonna win the game. Let's go a basic. Cast engine. Cast another Vexing. Probably time for them to scoop. Yeah, we'll draw. Cast a Monolith. Mana. Draw. Cast One Ring. Draw. Mana. Like that. Cast Emrakul. And... oh. Got him. Nice. Nice. Thanks to the brokenness of Vexing Bauble. Alright, on the draw against this, I'm going to cut forces like Grids Golems, Defiler, which means I can cut Emrakul, and I think I trim a Jewel and a Show and Tell. That feels pretty clean for the sideboarding. Very similar to previous sideboard guides. Yeah, we'll keep this. Probably get Thoughtseize, though. No. Maybe Consign to Memory. Do I just Surveil? Probably not. Let's go Monolith. It did resolve. Oh, let's hope there's no Entomb. And it's blue. Brainstorm, Troll. Yeah, Troll. Okay. Hopefully no Entomb Reanimate. Or Null Rod. Okay, neither. It's gotta be a Bowmasters then. Brainstorm. Well, let's go land. Vexing. Incoming Consign to Memory. Or is it just Bowman? Just Bowman. Oh, yeah. Replicating. Yep, you got it. Nothing I can do about that. I'm probably supposed to brainstorm right now, which is awkward, but in before Bowman. Yeah, bummer. I'll hide the transmute. Transmute can Defiler. So that's nice. Animate dead on troll, sure. 4 cards. So we go land. Make sure Monolith gets in. Fetch. Get island. Transmute. There is a benefit to having 2 monoliths. I don't have to tap this monolith, because I can sack this one, and then you can pay with this one. It is a mana ability, whereas if you only have 1, you don't get an opportunity to, like, you have to tap the monolith beforehand. Alright, we're gonna go Defiler. We'll pay, hope they don't have a consign. Sweet. It doesn't really matter. And we'll pass. Not a bad spot to be in. Frog, sure. It's not great, but we have a lot of copy effects in the deck. Heck yeah. Let's play Flooded Strand and play a Metamorph. Copy. No consign. Got him. Well, that's about the end of this game. Get in for 5. All you. Cycle a troll. I only have 3 cards. Well, 4. Now 5. One's an Underground Sea. Another frog. You got it. Imagine you keep the land in hand. But we can still attack. Well, yeah, I think we still attack with both. Let's just find a copy effect. That'd be nice. Another one. A bottom. Draw. Yeah. Pretty good. Play a land. Yeah, I guess I can tap Tomb for this. We're gonna sack the Monolith and go get Metamorph and pay the 2 with Tomb and kill the frog. We're gonna discard Atraxa. Okay. Goodbye, frog. And attack for 10. You go 4. Your out is Animate Deading Atraxa. We probably still beat that. Nice. And then we would have had a Surveil here too to find another copy effect. That is exactly how we drew it up. Love to see it. 2-1. See you in round 4. Alright, here we go. Round 4 against Nevilshute. And we've got a well-rounded hand. We'll keep. They also kept on 7. Verdant, Petal, 5 cards in hand, pass. Okay. I've got a Tarn, and we'll pass. A Transmute is an eventual jewel. Probably going to be surveilling, yep. Edge of Autumn, okay, so it is Doomsday. Brainstorm, sure. We're probably going to be doing a very similar sequence. Only bummer is that we're a turn behind. You get Thoughtseize? Sure. They would take Brainstorm and kind of mess up our hand. Or they can just take the Force. Hope we don't draw into another one. They might have to get through reading Transmute first. Did in fact take the Brainstorm. Interesting. Let's surveil. Bottom show and tell. I said sorry, 1 minute AFK. Okay. We draw an Ancient Tomb. Yeah, I'm going to play out one of these monoliths. And then we'll pass. Our plan is we have Force for Doomsday, and then Transmute will get Jewel. We gotta hope they don't have another piece of Disruption and Doomsday, and if they do, that they can't kill us on the same turn. And in the event that they can't, that we actually kill them on our turn. And obviously we have the Jewel, but we don't have any other copy effects at the moment. I'm gonna Brainstorm. It would not be insane to force a Brainstorm here. I'm gonna let it go. It's really close though. I wouldn't blame anyone for doing that. Like the very fact that they're casting it instead of doing the thing, you know? But they could have like a Duress and then we have nothing. Or just a Ponder as well. You find Personal Tutor, okay. We have 3 cards. I was gonna say they could get a discard spell and draw into it. Sure, we'll make them spend the petal. And then they'll have 2 cards in hand. I'm going to force the duress. And then we're going to transmute. Thoughtseize. Huh. Well, I'm going to force the Thoughtseize. Surprising to me that they got duress. Unless the other card is petal. Force blue card. Oh wait, so they preordained. They went top, so it's duress on the top of their deck right now. They just saw Thoughtseize and kept it, as well as the duress. So Transmute is gone, but they're not doing anything next turn. Duress is a blank. I think they should have bottomed duress. It's going to miss on Metamorph. I'll play out Monolith, and then we're going to Surveil with Tarn. And there's just no spell that I would keep here. I guess if it's a force, it's like the only thing this duress is going to hit, so you might as well hold it. I guess the downside is if they draw exactly Doomsday next turn, then they won't have mana to do both. But I think on average you're going to find a forward land before you find Doomsday. Alright. I'm glad I have this second Surveil land. Definitely helpful. We'll bottom that one, save us a whole turn. Action? Kind of. Just wondering if I want to copy this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 6. I have 4 mana post both Vexings. No, I'm just going to crack it. Engine. Alright, I'll play Engine. Now Ring is an absurd draw. Ponder's scary. They still can't kill us this turn. And they shuffled. Alright, they fired off the duress. They have 1 card left. It might be Doomsday. Nice. Transmute. I wonder if it's smarter to get Ring than Jewel. I think it is. Let's get Ring. Draw. They know we have Metamorph. But at the very least we have the draw from this, 2 draws from the trigger. Those are all blank. Then Metamorph can at least copy 1 ring. And draw another. I mean, they should have let us draw. Although it depends what's in their hand. If their hand is a blank, then that means that they can't even win next turn. Actually, I don't think there's any way they can win next turn with 2 cards. So, I get it. Alright. As I've learned before, I'm not bringing in grids. Certainly not on the draw. I wouldn't do it either way, but a Golem, Consign, more forces. We can cut the Emrakul, Rim Jewel. I don't know exactly how I want to do this, honestly. Maybe I come off Vexing. Because I really don't mind having Show and Tell. You Show and Tell a Jewel in, they tend to not have creatures to take it. So even if, like, you don't have to be hitting with it. You just draw 3. But at the same time, I gotta make cuts somewhere. Maybe it's more of a have all the forces in interaction and land a Golem. I could trim a Jewel, cut Show and Tell, trim Vexing, and a land. I like that. I think. I'm not sure, honestly. Because I don't know how helpful Vexing is. Okay, I'll keep this. I don't love it, but they have a ton of disruption in their deck, so it's not like you're just going to get Doomsdayed constantly. You are going to get discarded constantly. So I like that I have 7 cards, and that a lot of them are reasonably meaningful. Vexings will... At least one of them is going to be mostly a cantrip. Pretty rare that you're going to blow them out with Consign, but they do have to get through it. They took our Transmute. Interesting. So I'm going to assume that they don't have Doomsday plus Kill You, and I'm going to play Vexing. Instead of just holding up Consign and hoarding myself every turn. They do have it, good for them. But yeah, so it's rare that you're going to like blow them out with Consign, but they do have to get through it, so it'll make them build their pile in a way that they don't necessarily want to. They put Doomsday on top, and they passed. Sure, we're going to pass. And they're probably going to cast Doomsday off a Dark Writ. And there's the Dark Writ. They would love to Surveil and then Crack Bauble, but then I don't have Consign up, and they could actually kill us this turn. You could also have multiple Dark Writs and a discard spell, but nope, so there's Doomsday. So I think I just plain old crack bobble. We do miss. So we let it go. Man, if we can find Ancient Tomb, Golem will be sweet. But it does run us into like days. I mean, we are hoping to be able to fade one turn somehow, at least. I mean, if we can find a second consign, that might get it done. Take a look at their deck here. Thoughtseize, I see 1, 2, only 2. Duress, I see 1. I think they have 2 Thoughtseize in their pile. Is probably what they have to do. Okay. See if we can find an Ancient Tomb. Actually, that wouldn't even let me play Golem. I don't know why I was thinking it would. We want... Ugh, I don't want to show that, but here it is. We just want another turn, which we're probably not going to get. But let's play Vexing. And we're going to be in a similar spot where I'd love to be able to surveil and then crack bobble, but then we take ourselves off of consign. Yeah, they gotta build up a little bit here, which is nice. Go ahead and surveil. Now I really want to find Ancient Tomb. Copy artifact. I'm going to say no. And I'm going to crack bobble. That's not very good either. And draw. Monolith is very close. So very close. I think they can beat one golem pretty easily. I think we're dead regardless at this point. I think we get discarded and... Okay, no. They need more. They need more firepower. Don't hate that. Not loving these draws. Not loving them one bit. What happens if I transmute? I'm gonna try to transmute. So I had a force. I can't really golem. Okay. Well, play a metamorph. So that I still have a monolith next turn. And I can hold up consign still this turn. They have 2 cards in hand, 2 in deck. And a Jace is gonna beat consign. Well, no, I consign the +1. It'll beat it over time. Oh, it's activated, right? Of course. I wonder if the Golem would have gotten them there. I mean, my guess is they also have Oracle. Interesting. Man, I don't hate the plan. Possible I should just cut the Vexing. But I'm not gonna. Alright, super late Golem, no forces, no interaction. This is much better. I am gonna have to put a blue card down. And I guess I'll play Flooded Strand. The only benefit of playing Ancient Tomb is if you draw another Ancient Tomb, then you can slam Ring. They also mulligan to 6. Land, pass again. Okay. And we're gonna surveil. Well, it wouldn't have been there normal. Okay. I'll keep it. And then we can pass. And then next turn we can 1 ring around Daze. They discard us, we can Brainstorm and hide the 1 ring. We go for it, we have a force. But I'll probably Brainstorm first. Try to find 2 blue cards. Otherwise I resign to only 1 force or a Brainstorm, but then no more forces. Yeah, there's the Thoughtseize. They have 5 cards. Let's Brainstorm. And sign, so... Get rid of Island. But maybe I get rid of Tomb. Well, I can decide which one I want to do. I'm gonna put Tomb on top, though. No! I totally meant to put 1 ring on top. I mean, I just meant holding the Tomb. Ugh. Well, that's a severe bummer. It's gonna be so weird for them, though. Like, they left this ring. They must have another one. I'm not gonna take it? Okay. Got him with the mind games. We know we're drawing into Island is the problem. Consign does so little when it's known, at least initially. Could walk into Daze, I don't want to do that. Yeah. Just gonna play it. Hopefully they don't have a consign. They have a force, though. Okay. Pitching daze, so they would have dazed that. Ugh, what a tough matchup. They brainstorm. Find another land. They have 3 cards. We're drawing island. And we'll pass. We have a hard cast force, which is not terrible. They also might figure we have force blue card and the consign. Yeah, we're gonna stand around a little bit here. Once again, love having this second surveil land. Vexing is interesting. I think I bottom it, though. I think I need to find real action. Okay. It's at least a blue card. Although I have hard cast for both of them right now. But it's a copy effect, so that if we do Jewel, we can win. Another Brainstorm. Sure. That's scary. Wish I had a Brainstorm. Definitely gonna stop playing lands now. Preordain, yep. We have 4 cards. 1 top, 1 bottom on the Preordain. And we draw Metamorph. Not exactly helpful. Would love to see a Golem. Jewel, a ring. Transmute, not so much. There's only so much time before these brainstorms are gonna really get to us here. And they got 5 cards. I'm also scared of Veil. They only have 1, but or at least that's what we saw when we looked at their deck. Jealous of all these cantrips. I think Golem would be the best draw possible. Beats Force of Negation. We're gonna get discarded right now. Duress. Yeah, I don't think there's a reason to cast the Force of Negation. That's what they're gonna take anyways, I would imagine. Yep. Alright. Action, please. Golem? Well, I'm not gonna complain about that. Fine draw. Now they're gonna go for it. They're gonna cast Jace. Oh man. Can you imagine if this works? And it's the only win con they have? No, surely they have a Thoracle in their deck. Come on. But now we have consign that they have to get through, so they have to resolve Doomsday, discard us, and Thoracle. Cool. Engine. I mean, I guess I'll play it. Also makes Transmute a much better draw. Get it in. Please don't hurt me. Doomsday. Yep. Well, Moto's glitched, and you can see that they selected a Duress. Although we can deduce that too, but makes it easier. They have 2 Veils. I'm gonna play out an LED into the known consign. Yeah, I don't think they really need that. We need something here. Okay. It's something. Engine's not going to do anything. This Golem's going to be annoying for them. I'm not convinced the second Golem wins. I think first Golem plus consign is better than second Golem no consign. They have Duress right on top and a Cycler in hand. They're at 6. They have multiple Street Wraiths going. I know that much. The daze here. I think that's a singleton daze. Yeah, I think 1 Golem plus a consign is better. We'll see. I don't think either of them actually... Like, I think they have ways around both. But, you know, not everyone's going to make the pile perfectly given the circumstances. And we didn't have the Golem before then, so we did show Golem. I mean, if I get a chance to consign... No, cycling is activated. It's also funny that we technically don't have lethal, but they clearly have some Street Wraiths involved. We saw at least 3. So there's 2 in there somewhere, unless they, like, boarded some number out, I suppose is possible. There's also the other cycler. They've got 3 cyclers. It just depends what order they did their thing, but I think they can duress us and cycle and play Thoracle. It's going to be as a blocker, basically. Okay. So we let this happen. We're not winning the game from it. But they do get to change the order of things. However, can they deal with 2 more copy effects? 1 ring doesn't really help at this point. Do we leave it in play? Like, are they gonna unearth it? I think I just put 2 more copy effects into play and pass. They could just have 2 Thoracles. I'm definitely putting at least 1 more in. So we at least go like this. I mean, I can attack, and then I can untap. Well, that doesn't matter. They have Force and Negation. Pitching Days. So they did have the days. So that's fine. I think I just copy Golem and don't attack. Well, then I'm in like the same spot. I could also just hold up Consign, but we're getting duressed. Would they really have 2 Jaces and 2 Thoracle in their deck? I can't actually Consign if I play a thing. I'm gonna play it. Might as well be this one. The next turn. Yeah, next turn I'm not gonna be able to copy. But I think the key here is not attacking. I think we get unearthed if we do. I mean, if they have another Thoracle, then we gotta hope they don't have another mana source. Oh, so close to being able to copy another time. But now we do have a Consign. But still, I think we pass? Maybe not. Yeah, I don't think we attack. I don't want to turn on Unearth. They probably don't have it, honestly, but... Okay, so they have another land. 1, 2, 3, 4. They would need 1 more land to be able to duress and cast another Thoracle. I think that just barely doesn't help. I'm going to stay the course. The funny part about this is we might lose from just not attacking. No, they said GG's. Oh, I wish I knew what they had. Because, I mean, you play out Thoracle, you either have to have another Thoracle or an Unearth, right? And I think it would be crazy for them to also have another land. You just wouldn't make a pile like that. But we're pretty sure they had Duress. So they could have, like, Duress, Consign. I mean, maybe they just don't, you know? And they were just playing it out. Just in case I made some sort of wild mistake and got attacked. I don't know. Like, or maybe they just made a mistake of even playing their Thoracle. Like, if this was the only win con they had left. That game was way too stressful. But hey, we're 3-1, seeing the final round. Alright, here we go. Final round. We're on the play. Our opponent, Recke, said, lol, I guess you got it. Won the die roll. They're probably just making fun of Legacy. True, true. This hand is fantastic. I'm gonna turn 1 ring with Force Backup. You don't see this as often without Petal. But to be fair, you don't see it all that often with Petal either. But here we go. And it's in there. Alrighty, we'll pass. They did keep on 7. See where this goes. Grim Monolith. Sure. Assault Monolith, sure. Okay, they're passing. We draw land. Don't hate that. Draw 2 more. So Vexing. I think I want to cycle Bobble. Just have a chance to find another force. And then we're going to surveil. Ultimately, we just want to find another blue source. Force and blue source would be the best. You gotta take a blind draw off of the Bobble first. And then we can make a choice about the surveil after this turn. We gotta avoid getting Vexing into Karned. Mystic Forge. We're gonna let that go. Unlikely that this pops off hard enough where I'm like super worried. Opal right off the top. Flush Raker. No land drops. Let's surveil. I would take a Jewel too. Tomb. No. We do have this 1 ring going, we can't forget. Alright, let's bottom the Tomb. And force the Flush Raker. I think I want Show and Tell in case they draw a Jewel. Pitch 1 of the Transmutes. Petal right off the top. Let's stop doing that. Workshop gets exiled and they pass. Alright. Let's see if we can kill him. Go to 11. We draw a blue source. Alright, so we're jeweling at the very least. Let's draw 3. Yeah, I'd say it's worth thinning, considering how many cards we intend on drawing. An island, transmute, the One Ring away, and get a jewel. Pay the difference. Regular jewel. Get some brainstorms. Well, let's start with this copy artifact. Draw 3. That's a jewel. 2 jewels, so we can keep it going. With these show and tells. Draw 3. That's an engine. So we can show and tell the engine. They get themselves a saga, that's fine. Then play Vexing. Untap, and I would imagine they scoop. Yep. Sweet. Alright, so that's how it goes well. And these consigns, I would imagine, are going to improve things as well. We can just cut Vexing, which is real nice. Play Defiler. Lodestone, obviously not great against them. Dismember is fine, but I don't think I want it. What to actually cut? Probably a land. I could get cheeky and cut Emrakul. It feels like cheating, though. Because in a league, once they show you that they're willing to just scoop once you pop off, you don't actually need Emrakul. Although, at the same time, like, we can copy their Flesh Raker, we can play Defiler, it might even just be correct to do it. And then if they really want to scoop, that's their prerogative. But in the vast majority of circumstances, you win anyways. So I guess it's not even, you know? Like, we'll fill our hand with forces, we'll find our Defiler. Unless it somehow gets discarded, but they're not discard, like, we'd have to somehow wind up going to clean up and discarding it. Or having to play it out and it dies. It's just not going to happen, you know? What is the one other cut? I don't know. So I'm just going to submit. We have 30 blue cards right now. I do like that. Okay, we have a force. We have a bunch of acceleratory colorless mana. They mulliganed. I'm going to keep. There's obviously risk involved. But, like, if they go Vexing into Thing, sure. But mulliganing is probably going to lose to that anyways. But our good draws include Jewel, Ring, Blue Source, another Force. That's a lot of cards. Alright, they go City Monolith. We could just try to hit this. They have 3 cards in hand. But I'm going to let it go. Because then if they just have like Soul Land Karn, you're screwed. Blue Source, another Force, okay. So now feel fairly unbeatable, but it could still go wrong if we have consecutive, you know, non-actionable draws. Alright, City gets sacked. Vexing is getting countered. But show and tell. We hope it's not double Vexing into something. Alright, they go Engine. I'm also going to counter this. Because that can represent a lot of mana. Now they only have 1 mana, 1 card. So, well, now we have an engine. I'll feel a lot better if we hit a blue source. But engine is not bad. Now if we draw Ring, I mean the game was pretty much over anyways if we drew Ring, but now it super is. Okay. That's a Vexing. Blue. Hilarious. I don't know if it's worth untapping Monolith. It makes it so I can cast Jewel if I draw it. Which probably means it is. We draw another Monolith. I'm just gonna save that. It's a trigger for 1 ring. We're gonna crack Vexing, that makes sense. Does turn on our force, which is nice. Yeah, I think I'm just unwilling to give them any mana here. We'll just say no to drugs. They have 2 cards in hand. Well, there's our blue source, which does surveil. That's huge. Potentially an entire turn. Okay, they got nothing. Let's go ahead and surveil. Any rings? Any jewels? That's a ring, baby. Let's leave ourselves with the blue mana. I don't really mind paying the 2 life here. We'll draw, play Monolith, make mana, draw. That's a jewel. We're going to scoop on this one. I'd imagine. Comes the jewel. Boom. Well, good game. So 0-1 into 4-1. That's nice. We saved it. I think just playing 4 Vexing and 4 Force is like, duh. Should have been doing that before instead of Ponder. I think the double Surveil land is huge. Having a high blue count is sweet. Being able to leverage Consign feels great. We had a lot of grindy games there. We lost to, what, Sneak and Show? Which is kind of a toss-up in terms of matchup, right? Like, obviously Show and Tell can be dangerous to cast, but most of the time when we cast it, we're going to be winning because we're going to be dueling. And we do have a lot of forces to lean on, but I wouldn't say that that's like some sort of slam dunk matchup, right? A lot of the combo decks or combo matchups are, but I think Sneak and Show and Doomsday are like really coin flippy and potentially grind out. That was crazy with Doomsday. They just have so much disruption. So it's really hard to do our thing. Of course, we have a fair amount of disruption, so it's hard for them to do their thing. It's just this constant, like, jockeying and trying to slip our combo through. It was fun, but stressful. So, I don't know. I'm probably going to play this in the next challenge. It'll be my last time to play... Or not last time. There's a challenge Wednesday. There's some legacy challenges I could play some stuff in, but... Maybe I'll play this in a challenge soon. This is definitely a different build than even the previous Brainstorm versions I've been playing. I can't stress how good these Surveil lands were. I'm sure you saw, but obviously the early one is really helpful, but then like later on, you've run out of gas and you either draw a fetch land or, you know, it's turn 3 and now your third land drop finds the thing that you need. It's huge. Even like just surveilling before you crack a bauble to try and find a force is nice. You already have a ton of mana, you're going off with Jewel or whatever. Instead of just playing a land for land's sake, you get to surveil before your next Jewel chain. I love it. I'm really digging it. I have high hopes for this style moving forward. I'm going to continue to try and iterate on it. Obviously at this point there's too many, to be quite frank, ways that you can play this deck. But plenty of Jewel testing to be had, so if you're into Jewel and you like Legacy, despite the shit show that the format is, and even once Vexen goes, we'll be having a good time with Jewel. Hope you enjoyed it too, and I'll see y'all next time. Keep storming, keep jeweling.